Hey, I answered that phone so fast, guys. Oh my god. So I'm gonna post that other video right now. I gotta get on my walk. I think it's just a nice day and I'm sitting inside and I'm unmotivated, tired. I have some work to do. And I feel like my partner's gonna come home soon and I'm gonna be like, hi, I'm really tired. I was up all night. My daughter was up waiting for someone to jump her car after 9 o'clock Pacific Coast time, which is after midnight here. And we usually have an alarm going off at 5 here, which I think we didn't set. My 6:15 went off. Actually, I think I woke up. I'm used to waking up at 5:30 anyways, even in the winter time. So I'm gonna listen to this message. Okay, so let me save that phone number. She sounded like a young black woman, like a child. Oh my god. I don't even know the brand name of that. So let me listen to the message and then I'll post that video. Then I'll go for a walk and then I'll make another video. Okay, I haven't got any money. This is a reminder that you have a thing at 3 Eastern time. Oh my god. A thing. I have a thing, a webinar. Alright. So I'm going to charge my phone. I have an hour-long webinar. I don't know if I can. It's at 64%. So I have to listen to this message. So I'm glad they sent a reminder because I am not something. I think when I put stuff in my iPad for the calendar, it's saving it under a different email address or something because I'm not getting the reminders. Telemedicine presentation from VC. Last chance. Got questions and answers. Register now. April 8th. 12:30 to 1:30 Pacific time. VC Q&A COVID-19. Okay. So I'll go back to that one. Okay, I'll just register now. 5. This gal asked me if I had a driver's license and registration in my name, or driver's license in the state, registration and insurance in my name. Like, I don't have my registration is my car in Oregon, but my partner's car is in his name, and it's my name is supposed. He called him get my name put on the insurance, and they didn't put it on there. I'm gonna have him call back today and say that I needed my name on there, and I gave this guy that helped us a super good survey. Like, he deserves a raise, like all this stuff. They asked the question, like, what if he's so good, and I'm mad because he didn't. That was like the only reason we called, and we were like, he's like, oh, I'll take care of it, how often she's gonna drive, blah 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 blah, and then it was like, dang it, we got a new insurance card, but it didn't get any, my name was not on it. It's like, what's the point of that, all of that just happened? Now I have to redo it. And since it's not on my name, I don't want to do it. I don't even know if I can. I can just call and change someone. You're not supposed to do that, really. Okay, so let me register for this, and then I'll listen to the message. So she asked me if I had that, and then she goes, what kind of experience do you have? And I was like, I am, I calendar. I am, I did 2 years of volunteer Jerry Powell's at the hospital, um, and I've done 5+ years as a naturopath who does house calls. And she's like, what kind of doctor? I was like, a naturopathic doctor. She's like, oh, what? I was like, I could tell that she was like writing it, or what I get confused about, the same thing happened to me when I went to the doctor, and I will have to take my own advice. When the same thing happened to me when I went to the doctor, they did like a 30-minute intake on the telephone to say to make it easier when you check in for your first appointment. Then I go to the front desk, they ask me half the same questions at reception. With my personal information, I thought maybe I did it to the car, I'd save a few steps. And then when I get back and to see the nurse practitioner, he has the same freaking questions and the same intake stuff that I already discussed. And the only thing that I forgot to bring was my food allergy stuff. So I redid my intake 3 times. I'm like, was whoever called on the phone, maybe it was a scam. Maybe they had hijacked their calendar and called me to get information, data mining again. I was like, oh my god, I was like so scared. And I was too chicken. This guy made me feel so bad. I was too chicken to be like, what about all those other things that you guys did, So I think I'm going to go for a walk and then do some dishes. And I need to watch Sophia. I told my boyfriend about Sophia tearing up her house and all this stuff and remodeling, basically. And how I should watch this and how it's so helpful. And she also quilts and she also does this and she also does that. And nobody wants to hear about Sophia, My kids don't want to hear it. My partner, they didn't leave a message last time. So one this morning was 1764. And the one, so I'm going to put that down, 1764. The one, 8302, and they start with 631. And then I have, that's something's weird about that. Because the lady left me a message. Did I not save that? This is weird. Because that lady left me a message too. And it was something weird is going on. And then I have 1764 just called me. Oh shoot. What if that was the lady from LabCorp? It might have been. I might have forgot to save the number. So there was no message. Oh shoot, I think it was LabCorp calling me again. I thought I saved the phone number. Oh, it is saved. So this one's LabCorp. Ends in 8302, and then, so who just called me now? So many, this is all like very similar numbers. 2 different companies. It's really throwing me off. And then when you look at my cell phone, if you type in their name and save it, it will put 1764 must be the business one. Business RA. What? Business radio. Okay. 1764. 1042. So now they're just pests calling me. Okay. So that's, I didn't want to miss a message from the other lady. So let me save that number now. Let me save that number. That ends in 1764. And hopefully I got it right this time. I'll just say scam radio business. Oh, it's radio business. just gonna call it Snap so I don't answer it. And hopefully I didn't get it mixed up with this other lady's number, but I wrote it down. Tired. I was trying to sleep about 11 something. My daughter was up. She was sitting in the car waiting. And she was anxious. She was so worried about me. She was bored and all this. Like, oh, just tinker around with my phone. So I thought I talked a little bit about last week about I forgot there's that webinar. So request an Uber. What? So I put that in a different calendar. It's asking me to request an Uber to do a webinar. That window shopping was really disappointing. It's like, I need something that's going to be $4.20, 75 cents. Like, oh, someone's giving away t-shirts. I just have to sell stuff. I keep looking up there where my hanger's supposed to be. I had some stories that I had made up, and I keep talking about the same story. And I had another series of stories that I made up. Was it last summer? And I told my friend Kate. She's not really my friend because she always blocks me. And her sister has the same name as me, and she blocks between me and her sister. Most likely, it's going to be blocked, and she's not going to just pick up the phone and call me. And if she didn't block it and I contact her, she's also not going to pick up the phone and return my phone call unless she's needing help about something. Let's make up a story. Let me think. I'm looking around and I'm seeing green grass and green bottles and a can that has green on it. So, and another bottle with green. So something in my mind is thinking green. Well, I have my shirt that has the green on it too. Let me think. So once upon a time, Dr. Mia came to Maryland and got stuck, and the reason that we're here, we're not even able to participate because there's a lockdown. So I guess it was, now that I'm talking like that, it's starting like real life. It's starting like this is your current situation. So let's think of 3 things for a love story. I hate when I get knots in my hair because I need to like get some good scissors and cut those knots because it's just going to make split ends, and it's like the longest, thickest hair gets tangled because it's longest, thickest. And my hair is so short. I don't cut it. It's so short. So let's say, what did I say? Green. Shelter in place. And then the reason my hair is not working. It went across my mind. This is easier when I'm skinny and you can wear skinny pants. The respirator, we had respirators in my house, but not here. The respirators, the steampunk, the skinny black pants, the straps, like leather straps. And the thought came into my mind of yummy, really yummy raw food products. I figure out what shirt I want to wear outside. I don't have I was looking for a light jacket last time I went to Goodwill. I didn't find one. I found them at, I don't think they were the right price. But they did have hoods and stuff. Oh, I really like hoods. I like hoods, I like dresses. I find those 2 things difficult for me to find. Let's write that down. So hoods, dresses, and light bulbs down. There's not a lot of lamps here. I think I already switched them out. I made some comments, I forget. My boyfriend is trying to fix everything. See, he's got a good memory when it doesn't memorize everything. But it's like, he's going to switch out the light bulbs for me. to the ones I like, and we didn't even buy any. Like, we have a lot of stuff between us. We don't even need to buy household items, really, unless we really do need to buy them. Like trash bags. I had to buy the sticky mouse chops and the ant traps. Love story, love story, love story. How about make sure that bottle doesn't have ants? Speaking of ants, oh my god, parent, I gotta look at this bottle. If it doesn't have ants, then the stuff is sitting on the floor, old. I should just throw it out, because it's gonna take a lot of water. Yeah, it's like empty. It's gonna take a lot of water to clean it. I'm gonna stick it up here and I'm gonna wash it. So I was thinking I could put some oil and if I had a spatula I could probably pull some out. Get some oil and put some noodles in those old containers and just clean out what's like. I don't like to leave what's stuck to the side of a jar, you know. I feel like it's wasteful. That stuff's expensive and it's tasty. So somehow raw food products, light bulbs. I wanted to say wool socks, like soft wool socks. I don't know why. Maybe this will set up the beginning scene. She's shopping for all that stuff, clearance, and selling personal items. And if I sold one thing a day, I would, like 7 days a week. So it could be 3 things one day and one thing a week for 3 days. However I did the math. I did the math wrong. For 4 days. But what if I posted stuff and I just sold it for $20, $10-20 a piece? Every day would be more than the job that I'm trying to get, that I'm stressing over. I'm trying to be myself and not stress over anything. So why am I stressed about everything? That Al-Anon meeting really set me back. I feel like I want to cancel it. If I cancel it, I probably won't go back. Or it'll be a long time. But if I go on Saturday to the web meeting, I feel like I would probably just get it out of my system, even if I choose to pass my turn, maybe for a couple weeks, out of just shutting up and listening, because I dump my problems on these people. If you're poor and black and single parent and like sloppy and you don't have any family support, or you're struggling with loneliness, and like I was thinking loneliness with family, like you don't have aunts and uncles or anybody calling you, brothers, and you don't have cousins and stuff calling you, or friends. It's like, and these people have all that stuff, and you feel like I just dumped out my reality. I didn't make up anything. I didn't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I dumped out my reality. But when you're talking to a privileged class group of people that want to donate all this money to all these organizations that are already fully funded, it's like, why don't you, like this one lady said, that they go through an agency and find families that they sponsor for a year, and they make them stuff and give them cars and make them blankets. And we had to throw some of that stuff away because of there was these bugs on my son's blanket. It was horrible. Oh my god, I'm so sad. I'm sorry. God help me. But I ended up, they said we don't want to just give to groups where we don't know what the money's going for or the materials, but we find a family and we give them what we can for that entire year. And it's usually like, just said a couple cards here and there, a set of blankets. Actually, those blankets that one lady made, they made something. I don't know. I think I had to give it away. Whatever they made, it's like some small clothing, sweaters or something. I don't know what it was. I mean, because my kids outgrew it. I wish I still had it, but then again, it's good that it's gone and someone could be still using it without have it ruined by moths and bugs and mold. That could happen. Even stuffy smells make something hard to give away or sell. I'm really sweaty right now. I'm gonna have to block the sun, which is one of my least favorite things. And I have to take a shower. I stink. My hair is messy. I'm like, I feel greasy. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's this gain weight thing. But just make up a story. Personal items. Selling personal items. Oh yeah, I got on a tangent about selling it. So let's just clear this slate. We're making up a story. It's supposed to be a love story. So the love story is going to be like a crescent moon. It's going to be like, there's love, there's companionship, there's growing subtly stronger in the relationship every day, despite our differences and arguments, growing subtly stronger every day. And with that growing stronger comes a little bit of forgetting what could be, or how did, how did God bring us together from living over 2,000 miles apart? There's different circumstances. A lot of things ended up the way they were because of children. Mine are his, or not his, or relatives, blood relatives somehow. Children brought us closer together. Weird, but it's true. Brought us together at all. I mean, physically brought us to the same 50 square mile radius of each other. So we'll put a strength. I'll draw that out too. We'll just put a crescent moon here. I haven't drawn a crescent moon in a long time, if ever. And we'll say strength gained subtly in relationship. So that's it's on the side. It's not necessarily foundation. So we'll do a pillar or a slab of cement on the bottom, and this will be the foundation of faith, hope, growth, and I was going to say grace, and more grace, and miracles. I'm going to say miracles. I'm going to underline that. I used to go to Miracles Club. Well, there's probably some meanings out of Miracles Club now I think about it. Forgiveness. I don't want to write forgiveness, but I'll write forgiveness. And then it's like, what if I could have a genie in a bottle, and it didn't have to do with my relationship, my health, or my foundation. So say health, relationship, foundation. What would I do? God willing. Someone said don't say God willing when you pray. They try to say, if you're sick, don't say God willing that I or my grandfather will be healed and come out of the hospital miraculous. They're just like, own it. Like, just say, it is to be, thank you Lord in advance that you have made this come true, blah blah blah. Like, so this person was one of their opinions, and I hesitate when I think about God's will, because you don't want to be like a genie in a bottle. For real, if you want to go and buy this house and you find out that house is haunted, has black mold, it's in a flood zone, it's in an earthquake fault line, was it God's will that you live there? Maybe you learned something from it. Is it your will? You want it to be God's will anyway. So you want to be guided by the Spirit. So it's like a lighthouse. That was going to be another, like, Beacon Health. There's already Beacon Health. There's already Tower Health. Mine was kind of like a radio tower. Tower of Health, LLC. When the website was not available, I looked at the options. There was Beacon. I don't remember those. Different types of structures, right? And I was imagining like a lighthouse where God is directing you. You just have to look. If you're blind and you need it braille, you need another way to see that same entity is sending out this signal or this flare or this word. So it's going to be guided by the Spirit, pretending that I had a genie in the bottle. So not doing anything to affect my health, relationship, or foundation. Saying that as if you were to wish and focus on these things, you're not neglecting those. You still have to fix your foundation. You still have to make sure it's sound. You still have to make sure that nothing is piercing through it. You still have to work on the health. You still have to work on the relationship. So that's the genie in the bottle. This is one of the scariest things I've ever hoped for. That I open my eyes and wake up one day as though I came out of a coma. And I have my own office. And not only do I have my own office, but I own a house. I own the property. Say it's 2 different lots. So I have 2 tax lots. I say tax lots, 2 separate entities. I have my house, I have my clinic. And like, this other doctor, I also have, let's just say there's a flag lot. We're going to put a flag lot. That's going to be my retreat center. So I wake up one day and I own 3 lots. And I built a house, a clinic, and a retreat center. And the retreat center can be a lodge, like how Native American, I don't know if it's Native American, but olden days, it's a wooden lodge. It has bunk beds, it has an eating place, a big fireplace place with a big table and some couches and a big rug. It's like primitive, but it's secure. It's not going to be full of bats and rats and stuff. It's going to be, I want the sauna. I want the big outdoor sauna. And I want the little outdoor sauna at my house. Little outdoor sauna and hot tub. And then I have the clinic in the front. I saw a lady who had her house set up like this. But the retreat center was a garage, and she had 2 garages. She had this one at the house part and the clinic here, and at the front on the main street in the city in Washington State, she had a garage that was converted into a apothecary, a natural health store. So I would do that if I could have the apothecary. There's already an apothecary here. And I do have a store that's online that I could sell my products right now. If I tell someone, hey, I have this business, I could do the same thing and send $100 to Maryland again and open my clinic open my store out here and do business. Or I could ship it to Portland and have the kids run the store. Be like, you gotta order. Literally. I mean, I could. But I don't want to put something on them like that, but it's already set up. I'm not gonna have if I sold food and medicines, I'd be able to be open. For all I know, who knows? I could potentially be able to open a pharmacy. It's a separate business. You don't send your patients there, right? You gotta look at the fine print. But maybe you want a pharmacy. Maybe it's not that you're trying to get rich quick. Maybe you want to charge cheaper prices. Maybe you want to have smaller bottles or 90-day supply. That not so restricted by corporation or insurance. It's not necessary to get rich. So let's look at Oregon. So I have 10 minutes until the webinar. Oregon. I'll have to take my headphones. They're in here. So this is getting my thinking going. So I already have all this stuff set up. It's just a matter of taking advantage of my own resources. These are entities that cost money. Oregon driver's license. My child is unable to get a driver's license. My boyfriend said get a driver's license. And she didn't want to get it. Or she didn't do the parallel parking. I wish I just let it slide. Just take the test. Like, what if they did it from outside the car? Like, you come to the place and have a parking lot where you back up, go forward, drive around, go up and down the street. They can see you go into the next parking lot, turn around, come back, parallel parking, you're done, you pass. So, driving exam. Maybe you could just put a video up. A video of you driving. It's like a drone. Follow you with a drone. Oh god. They're close to the public. Okay. Commercial I was like, get your commercials on. No other services are available. Everything is closed in Oregon. She can't get her license. She can come out here and get it. Commercial. Until April 28th. Her stuff expires in May. Grace period for ID. The Oregon State Police and some other people, sheriffs and police, have agreed to support grace period for enforcing expired credentials. Transactions falling within this request include the following. So this is from Oregon.gov, ODOT. DMV/COVID alert. Driver's license identification cards, passenger vehicle registrations, commercial vehicle registrations, trip permits and temporary registrations, disabled parking permits. DEQ is closed. You can use DEQ2. If your registration expires during the state of emergency, the grace period applies. You may apply for a trip permit at this place. The grace period will apply to the trip permit should the state of emergency continue past its expiration date. That does not help me at all because she found out that you can get your DEQ test, which means you can do your registration during. Because this is. So if you have the money to do it, you might as well do it. Because as soon as they could say tomorrow that this thing is done, everyone's going to rush to the DMV to get their in the DEQ and fill it all up. They're going to say, oh, we don't need to get our tax. But we live on a street. And they will, if you live in your parking spot, if your car's in your parking spot and your tags expire, they're gonna tow. They're gonna say you can tow your car because your tag's expired. If you live if you park your car in the street and your tags expire, a lot of times someone will cause a nuisance car, and then they tow your car. I saw a lot of cars towed, and I felt weird about the fact that people nuisance called somebody, and they didn't. They did not call about all the cars, just some of the cars. And I think it's some people had their back doors to their apartments. They call about the ones, because one guy's like, can you move your car? I want to park in my own spot. And I'm like, it's a public street. I'm like, yeah, I will. I was so mad. It was like 2 in the morning. Got home from work, tired. I parallel parked close to this cab. I was like, this guy's car looks raggedy, but it's not. It's looking a little bit dingy. Oh, it's a cab. When it's back, it's probably old. It's like my might be not supposed in 7 minutes. It's like what am I trying to say here? I don't know. A public street. None of my business. I've had it happen multiple times. Portland's people are like, they want to take the law in their own hands and tell you what to do. That's not even legal. But whatever. You don't want to come out and have your car keyed, right? I'm eating broccoli. They gave me broccoli and said it was kale. I'm so glad I didn't have a broccoli allergy. So, it's really embarrassing to write down the clinic with the 3 properties. So number 1 is 3 properties. Number 2, I was saying in Maryland, same thing in Oregon with kids' cabins. And number 3 I'm thinking, I don't know if my partner would do this, an RV on property in between with boyfriends. Like how Rusty has it. So it'd be, let me look at a map. I'll go where Rusty is. Ruidoso, New Mexico. I'm gonna use the bathroom and go for a walk. I'm gonna do my webinar there. Let's see if I can use the map of the United States. I never use this function, and they're telling me that the United States is 1,200 something miles away from me right now. So let's just skip it. Internet is slow. Okay, so let's do images, map, US. It is hot in here. We have to put the air conditioning in. Alright, here's Alany stock photo. Copyright, so I'll show the first corner of it. So if I close my eyes and try to touch the middle of the screen. Oh, I ended up right at the four corners, you guys. I ended up at four corners. Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico. That's not even in the middle. I feel like Nebraska or the edge, the very left edge of Missouri would be in the middle. Maybe more in Nebraska. It's hard to tell. The states over there are so big and the states over here are so small. It makes it hard to, like, if I had a map on a piece of paper, I'd fold it in half. Between Oregon and Maryland, it's pretty much Kansas. No, I guess it'd be a little north. So yeah, Nebraska. So Nebraska would be what my visual guess would be, in my finger pointed right at the four corners. So Rusty goes from Texas to New Mexico. We could look. I looked at Utah because I was thinking that live amongst the Mormons, and there must be rich because all their property was super expensive a few years ago when I looked. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look around because I would have to like fly or drive halfway across the country. It would take me to go from here to Michigan. You can do that in a day. So it would take me, if you pushed it and you slept in one night, you can get there in 2 days in the middle of the country, and you could get back to Oregon in 2 to 3 days. So 5 days off work to get there and 5 days to get home. 5 days to stay there. That's overwhelming, isn't it? Considering I've been in an RV once. Time for my webinar. Goodbye. I will post the videos later.